Hello and welcome to On Landscape. We're here with Mark Littlejohn, a second chat. We had an interview with Mark on the day he heard about the competition, and we're going to continue that because I believe he's been out and had a few interviews since then.
It's been a wee bit busy, you might say.
Yes. So tell us about what's been happening.
Just a lot of support on the internet from different people, people I know, family, other photographers. Lots of inquiries via email, requests for interviews in magazines, live interview on board of TV. Live interview on board of TV.
How was that?
It was actually very nice because the people involved in it were lovely. Everybody from the man in the door to Pam and Ian, who, I don't know the surnames, who actually did the interview live on telly. Great. Really nice people. So
I believe you had an interesting exit.
Yeah, there was no instructions as to what to do, when to do it. So I was relying on the monitors that you can see, and I thought, right, I'm not in that monitor now. I've stopped talking. I can sneak off. And of course, they wanted to wait until the next video clip was playing. But of course, I'm sneaking off, and everybody's going, "You're attached to the mic!" So chair dragging along the floor behind me. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah. So and the picture's been getting some, well, it's been getting some very good reaction. I know we did a live stream with David Ward and Joe Cornish on Monday, and they both said, well, the question was, what's the last picture that made you go, wow? And they were fighting over which one.
Well, to be honest, their comments made me go, wow, because that meant a lot. Joe Cornish and David Ward are two people I hold in a very high regard. Always have done, always read David's articles. I think I've only got about 4 or 5 photography books in the house, and 3 of them are Joe Cornish's. So yeah, it was very gratifying. I mean, that put a smile on my face. It was that, and also I'd been aware there was various forums on the internet that were criticising the picture. I had one little look into one, and all I could see was the likes of Russ Barnes, John Gibbs, Craig Richards, all sorts of people I know weighing in and having a good old battle, and I thought, that'll do for me.
Yeah.
I'll back away from that. And I've never looked back into them, because when I see the reaction from people like Joe Cornish, David Ward, Charlie Waite and a team of judges, other people that I know and respect, that means the world.
It's interesting because, I mean, I had a look through it because, I mean, like Russ Barnes did, I presume, because of the reaction. And the comments that were being made were, I don't get it, I don't understand what it is. And yet, when you speak to somebody like David Ward about photography, they want pictures that say that. They want pictures to have a reaction like that because it provides some mystery. And
I mean, the reason I like the picture, for a start, it's a picture from me. We were speaking slightly earlier, and it wasn't a picture I was going to put into the competition. And in fact, I read a really good article by David Ward on competitions, and I almost didn't enter the competition this year because I felt that as a photographer I was starting to find my own feet, I was starting to build my own style. I didn't want to compromise that by perhaps being in two minds about images for a competition. Should I perhaps shoot something different? Are they looking for something a little bit saturated?
Is this the idea that competition might change what you're doing, or you're trying to adapt to it?
Exactly. But in the end I thought, nope, I like the competition. Rachel insists I put in for the competition each year because she's been down to London a couple of times with it, so you know, external pressures. But what I did do was submit a variety of my work, if you like. And amongst the images I submitted for myself, so to speak, was this one. It meant I felt I had a connection with this image. It's awkward speaking about it now because in the last 2 weeks, obviously my perception has changed in relation to the image. Yes. Can you divorce the reaction to the image over the last 2 weeks from your head when you think about it now? What did I think about it 2 weeks ago? The fact is I loved it 2 weeks ago. Yeah. I still love it now. I feel grateful to it as well. Yeah. But it was an image that I put in for myself because I felt a connection with it. I'd been up since 1 a.m. The weather was horrendous. I love little, I mean, Charlie actually said it, I love little fleeting glimpses. I love trying to capture little snippets of time. And the image is called the beginning and end, and people will think it's because you can see the start of the stream, you can see the end of the stream. That's almost, it's like a two-dimensional title, if you like, because that's very apparent. You can see the start, you can see the end. But to me, it's more about the temporary nature of the stream, because I'm there when it started, and when I looked up 40 minutes later, it had gone again. Yeah. And it's more about the the temporary lifespan of the waterfall, of what you can see. And that to me is more, the impermanence of it is the beginning and the end. But that's in my head. Anybody else that sees it?
Well, you were saying earlier on it's on the big screen on the Ullswater steamers. If anybody doesn't know, you work on the steamers on Ullswater.
I work on the steamer, yeah. They have a big 40-plus inch television there with a variety of pictures on it. So quite early doors, they said, well, can you put some of yours on? So I put in a few of mine, and it probably tells you something about what I think of that picture, in that the pictures that are on there are all from Ullswater. I think the furthest afield you can go is one of Scale Force waterfall between Buttermere and Crimmicwater. But there's one image that isn't from the region, and it's that one. And if anybody asks, it's the rain coming down the back of Greenhow End on Fairfield. Unfortunately, the secret's probably out now, and they'll ask me to remove it. But that shows you what I think about it, because the bigger you see it, the better you see it, and I like it.
Well, I think that's quite interesting, because the image itself, because people don't instantly know where it's from unless you're very familiar with Glencoe, it's like an abstract representing all these temporary waterfalls that you see coming off the side of...
Yeah, but when you go up Glencoe and it's weather like that, it's magnificent, isn't it? As you go up and there's just water coming from... I mean, the same day we came past Stobdarragh, Buccleuch, call it what you will, and there was water everywhere. It was fantastic. Yeah, you couldn't see the tops of anything, you couldn't see the bottoms of anything. It was just... it's immense, it's spectacular, and that's a great thing about... For me, with photography, I love the countryside first, I love the landscape first, and my love of photography grew out of being out there. I mean, this morning, I've been cooped up indoors for 4 days, so I was out up the fell side at 5 o'clock, having a wander with a pal, amongst some gorgeous old oaks, some ancient blackthorn, hawthorn, just watching the dawn, and it was just great to be out.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Thank you very much. Sure. And I should add that we'll be seeing you at the conference.
Yes, I think everybody's got to make sure that they've registered and paid, because I'm on the door.
Yes. And we've got 2 pictures of you. We'll have the picture.
We'll have the picture and a recent favourite of mine, which is a little woodland scene just down below Hearts above Howe. And again, it's one of those scenes where people don't know where it is. It's just a little intimate scene. It's just something I like.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll like it.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Mark.
Thank you.